Hello everybody, today I have the pleasure to propose to you this new series of videos, this new key 80 entitled Practical Awakening. Well, this is the kickoff, the introduction in quota mark as a transmission for which I really like to explain you, to have a flashback of feedback of what we did for the moment for this 3 years. So, and after that we will see the horizon of what we will do together. So first of all, key 80, for those who like numerology, 8 and 0. 8 is the symbol of infinity. This is also expansion, and this is the connection between spirituality and materiality, the let's say the earth and the sky. This is, in addition of that, the universe without beginning and ends. What is funny, it's the second one, the figure 0, embodies the beginning and the end, Alpha and Omega, which is the metaphor of the living God, the universe, the source, as you want, as you name it. This is also the symbol of nothingness and absolutes, okay? Emptiness and infinity, all right? So, let's see the feedback of these 3 years. There are different, there are 150 different videos, which are all still, let's say, updated, of course, and there are different seasons, 4 seasons. The first season is in between the key 1 and key 20, okay? This is the basis, the foundations, okay? The second season is in between 21 and 40, for which I entitle the practical pillars. Season 3 is between 41 and 60. This is the intuitive and the psychological operational elements, okay? And the last one, we just finished in the last series of video, the season 4, it's between the key 61 and 79, okay? Concretely, there are more investigations for which we spend more time, like 4 videos, even sometimes even more. You know, this is like buffet. What I propose to you, what I share with you with my heart, it is a buffet, okay? Concretely, what is a buffet? Concretely, it is the fact that it's up to your appetite and also you taste and your metabolism. In Ayurveda, and more especially in the Ayurvedic diets, everything depends on each individuals. What does it mean? According to the blood type, according to the season, according to the moment of the day, if it's the morning, the evening, and according to each ingredients. So if you cross this, there are lots of potentials. It means there is no miraculous recipe. There are only miraculous adaptation. It's the same for this kind of videos. Takes only what vibrate within you. Another parallel would be the fact I study in the university, and I remember in England I only had 20 hours of courses per week, and the professor they used to advise us to spend the minimum of the double, 20 more hours, sorry, and or even 40 hours at the library to investigate, to deepen, and so on. But actually, it depends on anybody. Okay, so that's why we will try to be more synthetic in this series of videos, and then I will give you some, let's say, not case studies, but some tracks of investigation for those who want. Concretely, this all what we did, all what we're gonna do is really, and it's what I feel, it's really a gold mine, because it's full of tips, full of advice, and certain people, they really understand it, and they applied professionally as a teaching, for transmitting, for as a therapist, and so on. I always, even if you just apply 10% of this, actually your life will change radically. Okay, so I'm always teaching for coaching of life, for students, for in MBA students, for business school, and so on, for everything. Where when I teach, whatever the profile of the person, I'm always teaching with this methodology, TIP, T-I-P. What is it? Theory, intuition, practice. To make a parallel, theory is just you learn from the books. Okay, for example, you want to learn how to cook. Okay, so the recipes and so on. Okay, the manners. Okay, but it's theoretical. Then practice by experience. Okay, overcooked, undercooked, it's disgusting, then acceptable, eatable, it's good, it's very good, it's excellent, and so on. And then intuitive, it means that you innovate, you create from thanks to your experience. Is exactly the same approach here. So that's why you can be passive or you can be active in your way of learning. Well, all these videos should be watched at least one, of course, but at least 2 times or 3 times even. Okay, so it requires times. We have so far 150 different videos. Okay, so if you watch them 3 times each week, you have for 9 years. Okay, so it's quite heavy. Okay, there are different formats. You have also 4 books in English I wrote. Okay, for free, I share with you, available on my website. You can download them. And actually, this is different formats with characters and so on for, let's say, integrating differently in real case studies. I mean, through the characters, of course. I depict and I explain these different books in the key 62, if you're interested. And you have also, as a bonus, in the key 33 and 63, sorry, and 64, I share with you, I advise you 100 books for awakening, okay? And 64, 100 different movies for awakening, okay? So if you do all this and you really invest, actually, it's quite heavy. But it is supposed to be a pleasure. So this one is probably the last series, but maybe there will be 20 videos, 30 videos. It will spread over 1 year, 2 years. So far, I will not indicate you. You know, actually, at the beginning, the first series of videos from 1 to 20, actually, I resumed that, and the book is available. It's let's say the master key. Okay, so concretely, it has been resumed. There are 20 pillars. Okay, the first 20 videos. Okay, for which I resume by 1,000 words. Okay, 1 page. Okay, 20 minutes roughly. Then I resume by 1 paragraph of 100 words, and then 1 sentence, and then 1 single word per theme. Okay, and at the end, actually, we could resume everything. And I did at the end. I resumed through 500 words. Okay, you know, there is a legend for which a king wants to discover the mysteries and let's say the world heritage of the different civilization and ethnies in the world. So he asked some people to travel and to gather the different information and the different books. It took 10 years, so it's 20 years, and when they come back, it's already 30 years. And concretely, there are lots, thousands of books and so on. So he has to resume by 1 book per civilization. He still has hundreds of books. He has to resume by 1 book. It takes time and so on. And at this period of time, we don't live that long. Okay, so he starts to be sick. Okay, so he has to resume by 1 book and then by 1 paragraph. And at the moment of he's almost dying, okay, he asks for 1 sentence, and even at the moment he gave his last breath, he has for just to resume by a single word. I would ask you to, let's say, to figure out and to try to resume everything by 1 word. Okay, I will tell you maybe mine at the end, but as an enigma, it's really interesting to think about that. Okay, so concretely, the horizon we have together, it will be practical for you to have according to your investments. Okay, I will give you guidelines like tips, advice, techniques, the most important ones, summarized by doing some transversality, using some elements from the past, but let's say maybe probably shape with another way and so on. Okay, so you know, a practitioner is someone putting into practice his faith. Okay, why? Because a lot of time certain people, they are, let's say, different from what they learn and how they behave. Okay, so for me, awakening, first of all, 7 elements. First of one is not a goal, is not, let's say, an achievement, is not, let's say, you don't have a diploma, a medal. Okay, it's eternal. Okay, is an eternal inner and outer journey. Okay, awakening is a springboard to enlarge your consciousness and your heart, basically. Is not to escape, to run away from the reality that you have and you don't like. I hate life, I hate my career, I hate my family and so on. So, like, you know, the geek, spending time with manga or virtuality like video games, and it doesn't go out, it doesn't have friends and so on. Okay, so it's not to escape. Is really to be down to earth. We incarnate for that. Awakening for me is not dissociated from the location, the temple. It's to contemplate. And within contemplate the word, you have, let's say, temple. Okay, it's here is a wonderful temple. Okay, we are in Bali here. I love this place. I spent so much time here in the past, and for me, is a fruit of contemplation. It's really important not to dissociate. Okay. Awakening for me doesn't happen because it is a eternal process, of course, but it's not with a magic wand. Okay, it's not I do that and it's super easy and so on. No. Some people think it's like this, okay, but flattering, you know, but it's not. Actually, it's an investment. It's take one life, few lives, okay, and it's endless. Okay, I know that in the consumerist or zapping society, everything should be quick and so on, and we become master, or we are an expert after a session of 2 hours. No, it takes time, and all wise people will tell you that it's endless. Awakening shouldn't be exclusive quest of extraordinary things. It's like alchemy. It's transmuting ordinary into extraordinary. It means that the little things could be enthusiastic. Enthusiastic means literally, etymologically speaking, in Greek, former Greek, it means crossed by divinity. Okay, so it's up to us to inject some colors into sometimes black and white life. There is no absolute awakening. What is true for someone is not for someone else. That's why there are so many different currents, and all of them, they are converging and going in the same, let's say, point of singularity, which is love, light, and harmony, fullness, wholeness, whatever the word, they are synonyms, and always. And there is no comparison to have, because what is true for me maybe is not true for someone else. As Rumi say, truth was like a mirror in the hands of God. If all down, everybody take a piece and say that the truth is there. Okay. Last, for me, is a process. You know, in French we say initiate. Initiate means insider. Insider means literally that it's inwardly, okay? Because nobody can do for you. Nobody can go to toilets for you, okay? It's the same principle. So why this series of video? Basically for having operational and useful daily tools and techniques, okay? Practice makes perfect, as we say in English. Otherwise, it's just accumulation of knowledge. It's just general culture is useless one. Okay, it's, you know, like the by heart the Kama Sutra, you know, position of sexuality, tantrism, and you never love anybody. Okay, so it's useless. It's like you know, the priest giving some tips regarding sexuality and or couples marriage. Okay, sorry, but if he has no experience, it's the same. Or a coach of life when you are 18, 16 years old, it's, of course, you don't have maturity experience. You know, I wrote in Synthesis of Saint Thesis, one of the book you can find on my website and download for free, the following. Real enlightenment doesn't lie in the accumulation of knowledge. It is an awakening of the conscious and the heart, which goes through successive stages, which widen its spheres and fields of actions. It is not a medal or degree frozen in stone, but an endless quest for and in the eternal. Okay, so for academic advice, I recommend you to take some notes and a notebook, or you classify on a Word with some folders on your computer, but at least with your own words, and also you can read regularly for you to really to integrate. Okay, otherwise, okay, you understand it, but if you don't memorize, it's useless. Okay, because you could not put in practice. What I invite you first is to, when I announce the topic, you think about the capital you already have. Okay, okay, what should I structure? How should I do if I had this theme to explain to someone, to know what you have already? Okay, then I invite you to watch at least 2 times, 3 times, and then to, let's say, to reproduce and in front of your mirror. Okay, with your notes and without your notes. Okay, and or you record with a video. It allows you to let's say to improve your capacity of communication. And the last stage would be to transmit to someone. Okay, as a guinea pig, but to make sure that you know. You know, if you cannot re-explain something, it's because it's blurred for you and you didn't integrate it. Okay, and if you didn't integrate, it's impossible to apply, basically. Okay, so the goal is really to apply daily, as long as it is vibrate within you. Okay, so today, as a practice, we will do a luminous reset to restart from scratch, to clean up, let's say, the conscious and unconscious, let's say, programs, meta programs that we have since our childhood, and or consciously or unconsciously, or from even beyond, like previous lives and so on. So it's really to clean up and to have better foundation, let's say, solid on the rock and not on the sand. Okay, so the reason of that is really to restructure us. Okay, so I invite you to listen it the maximum of time. Every time I say short sentence, or let's say a part of the sentence, you repeat internally, or let's say you can pronounce the words, but every time you listen to me, you repeat it. You listen to me, you repeat, and you integrate. You can do it within, let's say, ideally 21 days, and let's say it's just last 10 minutes, basically. You can download it from my website in MP3, okay, like all the guide meditation. We did, by the way, in the past. And you have the key 37 reprogramming or resetting. You have the explanation and then a guide meditation, for which you can do it by your own. Okay, it's 1 hour and you can change the theme. For example, in this one that you have at your disposal, you have health, you have harmony, and you have self-confidence. Okay. You know, as a conclusion, this is a sentence I love from Elif Shafak, a French-Turkish writer and philosopher. I love her. She said the following: no matter who you are, where you live, deep inside, we all feel incomplete. It's like if we had lost something and experiencing the need to find it back. So I will help you, and even if I helped you already, to find this something that we are missing so much. Okay? And we will try to see it. As a definition, for me, and I will read, but I know, of course, but I put in practice. For me, awakening is corresponding to a state of mind and a discipline, resulting in an inner journey with pleasure, without finitude or goal. This is an interior evolution with consequences and exterior interactions. It manifests itself through an enlargement of field of consciousness and heart. It becomes aware of the veils of illusion of life, hearing individuality, okay, individuality, you have duality within individuality, and well beyond, by reconnecting with the living God, the original source of each being and everything, in order to recover peace and salvation, understanding deep and stable wellness, whatever the experience is. Well, I invite you to meditate on all these aspects and to do this luminous reset as many times as you want and as you need as well, but it's an endless process. Well, I hope it will help you to shape the master key of field of consciousness, of love, of whatever you want. As you know, all roads lead to Rome and to the dome. Thank you for your attention and see you very soon.